First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of
Sometimes my mama said, you know, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one? Okay, Lamont, go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
Take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Three Black Guys with the Mic, the podcast where politics meet pop culture and hip-hop debate style. I am your host, Spud, along with our political junkie, MJ Scales, and we hear a loop.
Ain't it? It's a reverb.
Y'all hear some reverb.
We got some reverb, man.
All right.
Hold on, y'all.
All right.
While we get our technical difficulties, you know what I'm saying, in order.
You don't hear that, Maynard?
No, I don't hear any reverb.
Okay.
All right, keep talking. We'll figure it out.
All right, so anyway, shout out to everybody who is on with us right now. If you are, do you hear it now, Lamont? I don't hear it. Do you still hear it? Yeah. Anyways, sorry as we work out the technical difficulties. Anyway, shout out to everybody who is on with us, wherever you are from. Let us know who is on with us, where you are from, and how you are watching us. If you are watching us on YouTube, or either on Instagram, or either on Facebook, let us know who you are, where you're from, so we can definitely give you a shout out. Also, if you want to get involved in the conversation today, we have a link in the comments. All you have to do is click that link, and we will put you live on the show. I look very fat. Look at me. I need to get in the gym. Anyways, what up, Anita Randall? What's up, William Hammond, South Bay area? Who else is on with this? I can't see. Okay.
Big Frank.
So before we got on, ladies and gentlemen, what up, Frank Williams? We were talking about housekeepers. And Lamont has a housekeeper.
No. We really were talking about mouthwash. That's not,
That is very true.
Because I want to talk about the mouthwash. I want to put that in there too.
Okay. So anyway, we were talking about mouthwash and how much Lamont goes through mouthwash. Would you like to tell people how many bottles of mouthwash you go through a week?
Well, no, I was just trying to get a gauge with the brothers. Is that it seems like I'm going through at least a bottle of mouthwash per week.
But you fresh and clean, though. But you fresh, though.
And I got that. That's what I'm saying. And we were discussing, because of COVID, and we're working from home, I'm doing, and I got to watch this, I'm going at least one cigar a day. So after a cigar, I brush, I wash, I do the whole shebang, and even throughout the day, in the morning, at night, and if I'm just not feeling fresh, if I done had a snack, I like to go hit the teeth, hit the mouthwash, and I'm going through a bottle a week. And it just seems like it's a lot of mouthwash, and mouthwash is not cheap.
So I told Lamont, I said, he's smoking too many cigars.
That could be.
That lies the problem. So anyways, so the question is before we get into the show, so just bear with us, y'all. Shout out to Tina too in Maryland. Thank you for checking in with us.
Right.
So how are you smoking a
cigar a day?
Every day? I mean, first of all, I'm a cigar smoker, but I don't smoke in my car, and I'm not going to the cigar lounge right now. So how are you smoking a cigar every single day in New Jersey? And it's got to be the same weather as Michigan.
Well, do me a favor, and please don't tell my wife, okay?
Okay.
So we have more than one car. We have more than two cars. We have 3+ cars in our home. So there's one car.
What's the plus?
That I ain't want to be like that.
Do all these have car notes attached to them?
No, just one. No, two. No, one. Just one.
Okay.
So there's one car. That is my go to the Total Wine, go to the butcher. Is that car, right? Or if I want to go get some.
It's your utility vehicle.
Yeah, well, it's an S, but it's not utility. But I hear you. I use it for utility. Let's be clear.
Wait a minute.
It's an S.
Now, did he have to do that, y'all?
He flexing. That was a flex. That was a flex.
Everybody who's going, please go off on the mount. Danielle, can you get Flash real quick? He didn't have to say it was an F. He didn't even have to say it was an F.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so I needed to run some errands. I needed to go to the post office. It was something else I needed to do, and I had to. It's Monday. It's radio calls. So while I'm waiting, because the housekeeper came, and we'll get to that. I'm in the car, smoking a cigar, doing the radio checkups on the airplane before I left. So I'm in the car 2 hours. I done smoked a cigar, a number 7. You know what I'm saying?
So you're smoking a cigar in the car. So you smoking your utility bit.
Today, yeah, I did, yes. Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's get to the housekeeper. So Lamont said that, when his housekeeper comes and he leaves the house, all right?
His housekeeper comes and he leaves the house. He has a house.
Like it's a big deal.
No.
Yes.
I'm just saying. Let us just enrich ourselves with 3+, all of which are S's of some sort, and the lobster and the shrimp. Go ahead, Lamont. Go ahead, Spud.
So he said, when I leave, when the housekeeper comes, I leave. And so I said, well, I don't leave when my housekeeper comes.
Me too.
And I said, so why are you leaving when the housekeeper comes? So Lamont, let's go into why you leave when your housekeeper comes.
I'm kind of from the school of Barack, and when Barack
What school is that?
No, listen to me, listen.
Lamont went to Harvard Law?
No, listen. When Barack was the president, and even before Barack was the president, Barack would never be in a room alone with a female without someone else, period. That was a rule, you know what I mean? If you know anything about how he rolled, no matter who the female was, you're just never to be in a room alone with a woman. You just never know. It's just a precaution. And I'm just so surprised that you two gentlemen, that you all don't understand this rule. You know what I mean? It's just not what you do. Like, you don't go in a woman's purse. Me and my wife, we have consistent arguments when she'll say, go in my purse and get. No, I'm going to give you your purse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You go. That's just the rule.
Yeah, that's the rule. I'm with you on that. But, so here's what I'm getting to. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Because now you throw me off.
I know. I got
all of the records that you have delivered and all of the female record reps, radio programmers, you had to be in the room by yourself with the female before.
Yes, and yes, you're gonna make me kind of tell a little bit of a lie. Yes, but some of these are people that I might have maybe felt a little more comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
so you're not comfortable with the housekeeper because
I'm not. I don't know.
Okay. Tell me your housekeeper. What nationality, age? I'm just curious.
Why?
I'm just curious. Everybody with me. I'm going somewhere.
She is a lovely lady from Hungary. Hungaria. Excuse me.
All right. Yeah.
Hungary. She's hungry. She's from Hungary, not
from Hungary.
She's
I don't know
Hungarian.
the exact number, but let's definitely say 55+.
Okay. And so there's a problem with you being in the house with the 55-year-old
Hungarian
lady?
housewife, housekeeper.
Yes.
Oh, she's hot.
No, I didn't say she was hot. Hold on, I'm sorry. Hold on, Spud, because I keep hearing you say, and maybe it's on my end, maybe I'm raggedy. I hear a double speak, Maynard. You don't hear anything? Anybody in the chat, does Spud sound good?
Okay, he sounds good to me. I did get confirmation from
They hear you breathing, man.
me breathing.
Roderick said that he hear you breathing. That ain't good.
Okay.
Or is the sound is roughly here? Okay. Well, Maynard, maybe you're in. Do you have it to where you're up on your end?
I'm up, but you might hear the. Let's just go. I think we should
can't
just
go because I heard Spud say something twice. So I couldn't understand what he was saying. So say it again.
Okay, so you don't have a problem with being in the room with a colleague, a younger, attractive record rep or somebody who's in your field, but you have a problem with being in your house with your Hungarian 55-year-old housekeeper.
Yeah, because if I'm with the colleague, we're probably at a radio station at a club, at a venue, a show, maybe the sound check. It's a little different energy. But if you're in my crib, you know what I'm saying? It's a little, I don't know. I don't want to be in the room with and I guess I shouldn't say a stranger, but because she's not, but I just don't, it just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Okay. Can you just tell me what was the criteria behind hiring your housekeeper?
My wife.
Okay. And what was her criteria?
And it's funny you say that because, boy, this is going to be a topic today. So we tried. Maynard. You don't hear when I say Maynard once it says Maynard again?
Okay. There we go. Sorry, y'all, bear with us.
I heard you.
Yeah, but you don't hear the double speak, the reverb?
Oh.
Okay. Okay, can we get to the what's the name? To the criteria of your housekeeper?
Oh, just my wife. That was it. I mean, just whatever she likes. I mean, she's gonna ask, what do I think of the housekeeper? You know what I'm saying? And you always gotta be like, oh, she's good, unless she was just like trash, but
okay. All right, let me get to what my point is. All right, then we're gonna get to the show, y'all. I'm getting there, I swear.
I'm good at this boxing because, boy, I'm bobbing and weaving because I knew you were trying
to. It's
stab
fine.
me.
I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to get the criteria. Mary, do you have a housekeeper?
No.
Okay. All right, so we have a housekeeper, and we've had a housekeeper for about a year. All right, and when we decided to hire a housekeeper, I said, okay. Is the housekeeper going to be hot? Is the housekeeper going to be black? What is the housekeeper? What's the criteria of getting a housekeeper?
No.
My wife says, oh, no, we're not getting no young, hot black girl to come and be prancing around up in here. And I'm like, what does it matter? A job is a job is a job. We're blessed to be able to give somebody a job. And she's like, no. I was always told that you have to get an older, foreign, woman to be your housekeeper because I ain't gonna have no young, prissy little thing running around up in here being a housekeeper, cleaning in front of my man. And I'm like, what does that even matter? What isn't that discriminatory?
Well, let me ask this question.
Discriminating against young, hot housekeeper?
So
we gotta go and get an older Yugoslavian lady in order for that person to clean my house.
There could be a hot old Yugoslavian lady. She could be hot and Yugoslavian and old. But
I mean, isn't that's just straight up did my wife discriminate or not?
Yeah. But here's the question. Reverse it around on her. If you were getting work done in the house, if you were like having somebody put up some drywall, put some pipes in, can you be like, yo?
Let's not put the pipes in. Let's not put the pipes in. Let's just stick with the drywall.
The drywall, laying some tile or something. Can you stipulate to your wife like, yo, he can't be bigger than me, or he can't be in better shape than me. He can't be.
No. If he's coming to get the job done, and he knows how to do the job.
But I'm saying, ask that back to her, though.
So I'm going to go and be like, oh, here comes Boris Kojo coming to fix my drywall. And he can't come and fix my drywall because he's Boris Kojo. I got to go get, Ray from down the street who's had a triple cheeseburger and 310 pounds and out of shape. That's the person I got to get? No.
Let me tell you something, my dude. Don't get Boris Kojo to do any housework in your house. I'm just saying.
Why? I'm secure in my manhood.
Okay.
Are you guys not?
Lamont, what you think?
I got a response, but I feel like it's going to take too long, and it is kind of serious. So I'm just going to go with, let's just this team marriage, okay? You remember the documentary, Spud?
Yes, of course. I'm asking about the housekeeper. That's all.
I'm more, and I hate to say this, but really what a housekeeper is about is if you start to really understand your time and how much time you have in a day, what they're supposed to do is to actually be able to help, what it is that you got going on. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, as long as we get to that and everybody's safe, we come to a happy medium on how much it costs, you going about your business, I'm cool.
Okay. What's up, Jasper? Thank you so very much for your comments. Thank you. So what's up, Tina? I saw you in your comments as well. Yes, let Shamar Moore come and fix the sink. Shamar Moore should be, Shamar Moore knows how to fix the sink at a reasonable price. The man should be able to come and fix the sink at a reasonable price. So if there's a young hot chick out there from Molly Maids, and they got the little Molly Maid thing, and she's affordable, and she just happens to bend over and say, oh, I gotta pick up this trash. No, I'm just kidding. No. All right, so it is official. Joe Biden is our president, officially. Today, the Electoral College voted, and I think Joe Biden had 302 or 303?
Well, it's still debatable. 306 is going to be the final count.
Oh, okay. And he's definitely going to be our president. So in history, we've never done this before, right? So this is the first time that we've seen the Electoral College play out live on TV. I saw the whole thing today on CNN, and I was like, I've never seen this before.
I don't think we've really ever talked about this December 14th date, which is today, obviously, and it's not really been a thing before. And it comes from a whole long thing, right? They said election day years and years ago, 100 years, 200 years ago, whatever the case may be. The farmers had to get from some far part of, Louisiana to Washington, D.C. That's part of the reason why it's December 14th. In theory, we should just be able to say, okay, it's going to be November 14th. It shouldn't take a month any longer. But, this is a weird year.
Yeah, because I would think that, you would be, once you project the winner is the winner, and you kind of keep it moving. I understand the Electoral College thing, but, what are you going to do? Today, also in history, people are getting the vaccine. So, Maynard, are you prepared?
I seen a guy on TikTok the other day, and he was asked if he was going to take the vaccine, and he said, well, I bought Molly off of a dude in the party. I didn't even know him. So many people are living that way. That's how, think about things that people do.
Can you tell me what the side effects of Molly are?
I don't know. Makes you dance like a prick. I'm gonna say something. A friend of mine, she uses the IUD as her birth control form. And the girl comes in the commercial, she's dancing, and she dances with one guy, and then she dances with the next guy, and then the other girls show up, and I'm gonna use the IUD. It's my new form of birth control. And then the little voice comes on and says, it may become lodged in your uterus or fallopian tubes, may cause tearing in the uterine wall, may result in a miscarriage. In some cases, death has occurred. But because she wants to have raw sex, she's like, yup, put it inside of me, please. Just go ahead, put it right on in. And she dances. But think about what we just said. They read the potential side effects. It could cause death. It could cause miscarriage. It could cause a tear in your uterine wall. The same with Viagra. Hey, I want to have the guy and the lady, they sitting out in the sinks, look in the bathtubs for Cialis. They hold it when now is the right time. Could cause cardiac arrest because you can have a heart attack. Hopefully your heart's healthy enough for sex. But because he wants a stiffy, he gonna take that pill. Pow, 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 pow. He might take two. We all, so what I'm saying is people are taking, how many people do you know, and we all know people who are buying their weed from a dude. You don't know where that guy got that weed. You don't know what's in that weed, but people take it. And they sit, like Arsenio Hall said, they sit next to a guy in a party, and he go, and then he hand it to you. He licks the damn thing and the blunt or the weed, the papers, and then he hands it to you. You don't know where that man's mouth been, but people do it all the time.
And how is this connected to the virus?
I'm just saying, like, the vaccine may have some side effects. They've been testing for that, and apparently somebody has been satisfied. I haven't seen all the information. I will do my research on it, but people are taking all types of drugs or all types of other things on a regular basis, and the side effects are known, and they be like, I don't care. I want to have unprotected sex. So put this metal device inside of my fallopian tubes or something.
Okay. Go ahead, Lamont.
I mean, what do you want me to say? We went through this before. You know, Maynard is a obvious cheerleader of the vaccine. I'm not. It's just what it is. I mean, I'll just add this, man. You know, I think that I read this report from the BBC, and they used some of the World Health Organization's numbers in Africa, in certain countries inside the continent of Africa, and how the death rates are very low, and how a lot of cases of the coronavirus are very low. And the report went on to say about how that actually happened is that certain countries were very strict, and even some of them were Muslim countries were very strict when they found out about the disease in terms of the really locking it down, the wearing of the mask and the social distancing, and even just the attitude and what some of the data says about New Zealand, about how, you know, they have nowhere near the death rates, they have nowhere near the amount of confirmed cases that we have in this country. And I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of exactly what Maynard says. People want to go have sex. And if they want to go have unprotected sex, some of them want that IUD. Just put it in, it don't matter. Like, and I said this before, Atlanta, Houston, and Miami, I mean, their clubs ain't stopped. I mean, I was on the clubhouse call where the DJs was just talking about how the clubs in Miami is just packed. You feel what I'm saying? They ain't stopped working. You know what I mean? And I just think we have this attitude of, if I could take a shot or a pill and continue to do what I want to do without inconvenience, that's what we got. So I'm still going to go what the Surgeon General said that one time.
So no matter what, you're not taking the vaccine?
No, sir. Nope. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
It doesn't make common sense to me. Not when there are other alternatives.
What are the other alternatives?
I think, say again?
Wearing a mask.
Yeah, wearing a mask, making sure that I'm not around people who could potentially have the virus. Again, what made the most sense to me is, again, what the Surgeon General said, even Fauci said, the biggest weapon and the most effective weapon against this virus is the mask, period.
Is the mask the most effective thing for, I don't know, hell, herpes or
Again,
anything?
We talk about coronavirus, and I'm just telling you what they say.
I mean, it's the same idea, though, Lamont. I mean,
well, not necessarily.
it's a contagious disease.
Because you sneezing on me and you giving me herpes, Maynard, I don't know if that's how we doing it.
I'm saying people have cold sores, that's herpes. People have herpes on their hands. It happens. It gets in their nail beds, and when they shake hands, they pass it that way as well, or whatever the case may be.
So is there a vaccine for herpes?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's get to let's keep it where we are with coronavirus, right? I'm for the. How many? Let me get this number. For the, I don't know, 400,000. Let's just say Michigan had. Let's just say we had 40,000 new cases today, right? Mm-hmm. For the 40,000 new cases today that we have, those people shouldn't take the vaccine. Those people should just quarantine, go back to life. Is that what you're saying?
Well, and again, maybe this is me or this is Maynard.
This is you. You're the one who's saying that people should not take the vaccine.
But again, here's my understanding. And again, I'm not a medical professional. Maynard obviously is the smartest person on this podcast.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna let you have that today. But a vaccine is supposed to be a preventative measure, correct? And not a measure once you actually have the virus, correct?
Right. So Spud's example is strange because he said they have the virus and you want the vaccine. So the vaccine is preventative. Okay.
Wait, hold up, man. Because again, you tried to make me look stupid, and you did make me look stupid, but you just said the same thing I said, but you added 6 more words. But go ahead.
No, I'm saying, so let's stay with Spud's example, which is 40,000 people just got coronavirus tomorrow.
The vaccine don't fucking matter.
Wait a minute.
You don't have to.
That doesn't matter to that. Look, listen, it's too late for those 40,000 people who just got the coronavirus at 6 o'clock tonight. But those 40,000 people have husbands and wives, kids, friends, co-workers, people that they come in contact with. So they have the potential very easily to give it to 40,000 other people. Real simple. Now, the masks do help significantly. I will not sit here and say that the masks aren't important. And I also, I hate to go back on this, but we understand that the initial large breakouts in America occurred where the biggest airports were. New York City's got 4 of the biggest airports in the country, right? That's where it was. So that's part of the reason why it was so bad in New York, right? That's part of the reason why it wasn't doing much in Oklahoma. And I would suspect that's part of the reason why New Zealand or other parts of Africa, where the amount of international travel is not nearly as large as it is in Heathrow or in Atlanta or LA, Chicago, Detroit, and New York. So I don't believe, and I don't know, I have not checked, but I don't think New Zealand is among the top 20 busiest airports on the face of the planet. So I think that has a lot to do with why the numbers that you're talking about from some parts of Africa or New Zealand are low, and then they also have had control. I just think that the history show.
I'm sorry. Let me kind of get my words together because I'm a little lost here. So, in which I did not know. So thank you for correcting me. So you mean to tell me that the vaccine is for people who've never had coronavirus?
That's what vaccines are preventative.
Okay, so I apologize. Okay, so now let's go with that narrative because now I'm even more with the eyebrow raised. So you mean to tell me I have to trust the vaccination before I even get the disease?
Do you want the disease? You prefer to get?
But here's the point. Not even a matter of it's not a matter of I want the disease. Of course, now nobody does. But in my mind, going back to your herpes analogy, I'm sure you don't. You go and you have unprotected sex with somebody. You're not like, thinking about that. You're thinking like, oh shoot, I got herpes now. Somebody give me a pill, or I got chlamydia. Somebody give me a shot, or whatever. There's anything that I can do to be able to rectify this situation.
So go ahead.
But thanks for correcting me because I did not know that. But you're telling me now I have to well, let me say it like this. Now I can better understand why Black and brown communities are skeptical of taking the vaccination. Anybody for that matter. But
I think skepticism. I think there's a healthy level of skepticism that everyone should take before you take anything. If you were at a bar and somebody just said, "Here, have this drink," you need to have a healthy level of skepticism about that, right? I mean, that's just logic. You shouldn't just ingest or take into your body anything. I also think that history. We had this discussion on history last week, but history has told us, as Tina mentioned, about the flu or chickenpox. Like, there are things that we don't deal with anymore. Yellow fever. You don't know. And the 3 of us could put all of our friends list and our friends' friends list and our friends' list together and see if we can find one person who's ever had yellow fever. And the answer is no. Lamont, if you don't take the vaccine, you're not going to be able to go to the south of France. There's going to be a moment in time where countries are going to say, yo, if you want to come here, you're going to have certain vaccinations. Your
Well,
passport,
you know my answer to that?
then you ain't gonna go.
No, I'm gonna let you get it first. Let's see what happens with you.
All right, that's fine. But
And
so
I mean that. I mean, it's
okay.
But I said before.
But the history, our history dictates to us that we have had vaccines, and we know that there have been weird programs. The Tuskegee Airmen program, not great, or the Tuskegee Project, not Airmen. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to add the word Airmen. That was horrible. The Syphilis Project. There have been other kinds of things, Hitler-esque, if you will. But like I was trying to explain, people our age and definitely people older all had chickenpox. We all had it, for the most part. There's a handful of people who probably didn't, but mainly we had chickenpox. It was running in the order of 7-8 million people a year in the 70s and 80s. They came out with a vaccine. Chickenpox is running like 100,000 people a year in America. And that just goes to show that we do these things. Vaccines we give. There's not a person who goes into the military anywhere in America in any branch that during basic training, when they land in wherever it may be, Paris Island in South Carolina or wherever they go to boot camp. And I know my man Francois Jasper's on. He'll tell you that one of the first things they do is they hit you in both arms with the needles. Pop, 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 pop. And they get you. They keep your vaccines up there. People don't die of tetanus or get lockjaw anymore in America because of vaccinations.
Let me. Okay, now I was going in a total. Now you got me going in a totally different direction. How do you think that How do you think we can over? And anybody in the chat, please let me know. I mean, how do we overcome this virus if you got to get the vaccine before you get the virus?
No, the vaccine is to.
Let me explain. Let's just take Atlanta. And Lamont was just on a call with a bunch of Atlanta DJs. And Atlanta clubs are slapping. Hot. Mm-hmm. You mean to tell me you're going to get all those people in the Atlanta strip clubs to take the vaccine? I don't see it.
So
I don't see how you communicate, which I was watching the Surgeon General earlier today. I just don't understand how you communicate to that group, that demographic of people to say, get vaccinated first and then go back to the club.
That demographic, they're going to get their teeth cleaned twice a year typically, right?
Yeah, but my point is...
Hold on.
But that's just historical. But my point is that usually that demographic is a reactionary demographic. That's
I understand that, but
demographic.
All right, and certainly there are people who maybe don't have health programs, health care, or benefits, or what have you, or don't think because when you're 20, you think you're invincible. I remember feeling that way, and I felt that way for a long time until I hit my mid-40s, and I was like, oh, I slept wrong, my back hurt, or something like that. But if you go, what's going to happen is you're going to go to the doctor. Your doctor's going to ask you during your physical, your annual physical, if you're 20 and you decide to go get an annual physical, you decide to go get your teeth cleaned, you got a cavity and you need to get it filled, your doctor's going to, those doctors and dentists, they're going to be like, yo, did you get the vaccine? Because ain't no dentist going to want to go in your mouth and clean your mouth and you ain't had the vaccine.
Lamont.
I'm listening to him, dog.
When was the last time you were in Chocolate City and you asked Diamond,
No, Black Ice. Black Ice. Gotta ask Black Ice.
Black Ice.
Shout out to Black Ice.
When was the last time you told Black Ice? When was the last time you went to the doctor?
But Black Ice. But Black. So let me hold on. Are you suggesting that Black Ice don't care about making sure that she's healthy?
I'm talking about a generation of people. No, I don't want to say generation. We're talking about a group of people that don't regularly go to the doctor.
Right,
just
she's in
said
a
it.
thong.
In your
She's in a thong trying to grind on Maynard for $15 for 2 minutes.
They're still, listen,
You
that
just
still
said it.
doesn't, look, they
You just said
still,
it, Maynard. In your 20s, you weren't thinking about going to the doctor regularly. No black man was.
Oh.
So I'm just saying, I'm just thinking in my mind, and shout out to who said that? I think Michael said that there's gonna be a lot of, you know what I'm saying, campaigns going out, which I'm sure it is. And I'm sure that they're gonna drill it, especially in black and brown communities. You're gonna see the billboards go up. You're about to see all of the excuse me, commercials and stuff go out. I understand. I get it. I just am, and let's not even talk about black and brown community. This is just people, period. MAGA people, people who don't believe in the vaccine, people who don't believe in coronavirus, young white girls, everybody. I'm very curious to see how you're gonna get many people to go and actually get a vaccine before they get sick.
well, you get, first of all, that's how vaccines have always worked. Vaccines are not post, they're always pre. You always get the vaccine before you get sick. That's always how it's worked.
How many times, I don't know. Any of you guys can comment. How many times have you declined the tetanus shot?
I've never declined the tetanus shot. You declined the tetanus shot?
People just don't, you get it, every 10 years? But you're not always like, oh, yeah, let me get the tetanus shot right now.
Right, because you're only supposed to get it every 10 years. You're not supposed to get a tetanus shot. It's just a booster.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see an end coming soon with the way that this is going. Now, hopefully.
I'm really confused. So hold on. You running around this world and you at 40 some years of age and you ain't had a tetanus shot and
I got a tetanus shot. That's not my point.
Okay.
My point is that there are a community of people who deny things that are for their betterment, and they just don't know. They're not educated on some of these things. They are skeptical of some of these things.
And it's a good reason to have a healthy skepticism.
Let me clarify my point. I am just concerned and curious to see how we get out of the woods of coronavirus by telling people to go get vaccinated before you've even had it. I don't see how.
Hold on.
It doesn't make sense to you because you are a highly educated.
No, you don't have to be highly educated to understand vaccines.
No. You look at the world from a different lens. Hold on. You look at the world from a different lens, which is a very great lens. But you still have a community. You mean to tell me that, who's the boy who just had a party? Lil Baby? You mean to tell me you about to go and tell Lil Baby and the 1,500 people that was at his party, y'all didn't need to go get vaccinated?
I'm gonna tell you this.
And they listen to you?
Let me tell you this. Mondale just made the point that I keep saying. Polio doesn't exist in America because of vaccines. Listen, hold on, Spud. Wait a second. Vaccines have all, that's how they all work. Measles, mumps, rubella, diphtheria, typhoid, polio, tetanus. We all got vaccinated. You have MMR. You have had the MMR vaccination, measles, mumps, rubella. You never caught that. And like Tina said, you're not going to be able to do things, like you're not going to be able to enroll your children, and you don't have any young children any longer. You're not going to be able to enroll children in school this next year if they don't get the vaccine. Then they're going to be like, no, you can't come. You can't come here if you get the vaccine. You're not going to be able to go to college. Colleges are going to say, state colleges at least, are going to say, if you come here and you don't have the vaccine, you cannot matriculate here. You can't come.
Okay, you made a very valid point. Let me just be done with it. So you mean to tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, Black Ice is and take her little kid to school, to the doctor to go and get vaccinated, I don't see it. I don't see it.
I think you're underselling.
I understand your point. Your point is valid. You are making the point loud and clear. Mondale, I'm not missing it. I got it. What I'm expressing to you is that there is a community of people who are going to ignore getting vaccinated because of the skepticism, because of the drama, or whatever it is, or because of pure ignorance. Now, if they got it, then it'd be different. But I don't see the situation going.
But the problem is somebody's going to show up and say, "Oh, I got it. Now I want the vaccine," and they're going to say it don't work like that. Let's just hope you don't die. Basically, that's what's going to be the answer. We got some treatments. We maybe put you on a ventilator, but you got coronavirus. Our best bet is giving you the vaccine ain't going to do nothing. Our best bet is just to hope that you don't die.
I got it. Let me ask you this question. The biggest concern about the vaccine is the economy, correct? Other than saving lives.
It's always going to be saving lives.
Okay, but other than that, it's about saving the community. It's about restoring the economy. We want to establish trust in the American people that they can get vaccinated, so that way that there is the coronavirus speculation or drama goes away and we can get back to normal life. Fair argument? Okay. What I'm saying to you is that it's gonna be very difficult to get people in line to get to that level. I don't see it.
I bet you it won't. I bet you they'll do the 30 million vaccinations that they're attempting to get to, or whatever that number is. I think it's 20 of the first dose. I bet you they'll knock that out by March, like they anticipate. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
So. I hope so. And I hope that Black and brown communities research and feel more comfortable with.
But I also think that we are selling black ice as if she's some stupid. I think that we believe that people, because of maybe what they do. Trust me on this. Lamonte will help me understand if I'm incorrect. If I have a record label and you are my artist and I have a vested interest in you, and I know that we're going to travel around the country, around the world, trying to get you to go and perform on stage and get tens of thousands of people to show up. My artist, you're insured. I want you to be vaccinated. Is that accurate? I have a financial moneyed interest in making sure that you don't die.
But you just missed the point, though. The point is the opposite. It isn't the artist. It's the 10,000 people that's coming to see the artist.
Right, but the 10,000 people coming to see the artist are going to have to be. They're going to look. We're never going to get back to 10,000 people showing up at a venue until we reach a certain level of vaccination.
That's the point I just made.
So, but it's not just that. It's not just the money part. It's like, I just want to go to the grocery store and have confidence, right? You go to the grocery store and you don't even have confidence, even if you're wearing a mask and everybody else is wearing a mask. You're like, damn, should I touch this handle on this door? I don't want to put hand sanitizer on every 2 seconds.
Well, first of all, I swear I'm sounding like a man, and I hate that. If I have a record label, the data shows my artist actually being dead, I make more money than him being alive. And we can go through the list of all that. So if he checks out, that might be better.
Thanks a lot.
Huh?
Thanks a lot, Lamont.
I'm just telling you, that's what it is.
Can't wait to be your artist.
But then number two, Maynard, and I hear what you're saying, but we're years away from that level of confidence, I think. And when I say years, I mean, I think there will be a bit of normalcy by next summer, but it's just going to be a bit. I think the mask will be here for a while. I think the social distancing psychologically in certain parts of the country will be here for a while. And again, there are certain places they haven't practiced it at all. But again, the data has shown that the virus has ripped through those communities, vaccine or not. You know what I mean? And again, I don't think the vaccine would have helped if the people have the same attitude of doing what it is that they've done in the past. So I just think we're just a long way away, man. And I'm again, and you may be right, but I will say this, and I do know this because of the wife and talking to some other people in some billion-dollar corporations, is that there's a reason why Zuckerberg has said already, when we open the offices back up, you ain't gonna take that vaccine, because there's a certain level of liability that a lot of people are going to take by forcing people to take a vaccine, and they don't want that game because their lawyers already lined up, ready to go ahead and eat that bread if you put that Band-Aid down.
But we also understand that there's a certain level of liability that Mitch McConnell right this minute is trying to help companies defend against, which is
absolutely. That's what I'm saying. As of now,
which is if employers don't require people to take the vaccine, and they come in and they get sick with coronavirus in an employer space that does not require the vaccine, then can the employer be sued? And that's what Mitch is trying to prevent now, which means listen, I'm guessing, and I don't know. Here's some things we do know. What we do know is that the virus can kill. It's relatively lethal. Let's see it this way. There's 60,000 in a bad year. In a bad year, the flu kills about 60,000 people. Right now, we're sitting at 300,000 people dead of coronavirus. That's 5 times as much. If you and I were doing the same job, punching numbers into a computer, and they paid you $60,000, and we do the exact same job, and you find out later they're paying me $300,000, you would say, "Oh, I get it. 5 times as much is huge. That's huge. That's an amazing amount. That's 500% more. I know when I say 5 times as much, people don't kind of get it. It's 500% more. So that's one. It's very deadly. It's a deadly virus in comparison to the regular flu. Number 2, we do want to return to some of the things. And my man Mike said the best. There's a whole lot of people out here who are like, dang, I didn't get a chance to go to homecoming this year. And that's a big deal. And I just talk about black colleges. There's 112 black colleges, most of which will have a homecoming, which brings 30,000 people into a city or some crazy number. People are going to say, we're talking, homecoming is a metaphor. You can check out if you want, but it's a metaphor. How many people did not do their Jamaica trip, or did not go to Hawaii, or did not go to south of France, or wherever it may be? How many people didn't go to Vegas that they typically go to? These things are incredibly important to how we live. We vacation. We also travel for business. A lot of businesses moved online, but there's still something about face-to-face business that's critical. So
I think that what you're saying is amazing. You are 100% accurate in what you're saying. I'm just saying that Lamonte says it best. You cannot teach calculus to people who do not understand.
That are concerned about going to a homecoming or going to Jamaica. But they get to vote on who is the local district attorney.
Generation of people.
Man, get out of here.
I think y'all think everybody is stupid. I don't think most people are as dumb as y'all think they are.
No, I don't think that there are people, and I agree with you, but I'm just saying there are a generation of people who are at super spreader events, i.e. in Atlanta, Miami, Houston, wherever, Montana, Michigan, in Lansing. People are in super spreader events. This is not just black people I'm talking about. I'm just using that as an analogy because those are the examples that are close to home. But shoot, look at what happened in DC over the weekend. You mean to tell me, do you think they care about the vaccine? They want Trump. They don't care nothing about that stuff. So I just think that, I hope so. I think that there are people who do. The people who know calculus definitely want to get back to regular life.
I just don't think that it's going to be a matter of people who love calculus or know calculus. I think it's going to be, you go to your doctor and he or she is going to say, all right, it's time for your physical. You're getting the vaccine, correct? And they're going. It's not.
I mean, but Maynard, how many black people already struggle with having insurance to go to the doctor already?
Getting your physical is free.
Fuck is you talking about, man?
Getting your physical is.
Whoa, what doctor you going to where they drawing blood and it's free?
First of all,
Give you a little hug.
the
Where are you
affordable.
going to get your blood drawn that's free?
Did you
Keeper is closed.
time out? Did you vote for Barack Obama twice?
Yeah, for the wrong reason.
Did you vote for him twice?
Yeah.
Do you know that he passed something called the Affordable Care Act?
Uh-huh.
Were you aware that it was a part of the Affordable Care Act, and even before then, that most healthcare plans were required to give free physicals as a part of the healthcare plan, but since then, physicals are free. Just physicals and getting your teeth cleaned twice a year. If you have a healthcare plan, just if you're employed and you have a healthcare plan through your employer, a physical and getting your teeth cleaned is free. Mammograms are free.
Okay.
Right? At what percent do you believe people know that?
Right.
If you work listen.
The community.
Wait, hold up, man. Wait. Read what's in the chat. Read what's in the chat, Spud. Only if you have health care is your annual. Again, I don't know this.
You're right. If you have health care, your physical is free. If you don't have health care and you are on the Affordable Care Act, if you don't have an employer-based health care and you're on the Affordable Care Act, it's free. If you are a child, if you're under 18 and you decide you want to go to school, a physical is free. So
you wait, hold on a minute. I'm sorry. So Black Ice, who does not have insurance from a strip club,
Black Ice.
Are you telling me she can go get a physical for free?
if she gets Affordable Care Health, if she gets on the Affordable Care Act, yes.
And that means she has to pay for a health care plan, correct?
Yeah.
So it's not free, man. It's not.
No, listen.
You said it was free.
The actual physical is
The physical is free. You sure, but you're.
So you're still paying. Man.
All right.
But you're talking about people who don't want to get insurance.
Y'all, but you all are talking about the smart. You know how many people? All right, so let's back
not
up.
what you said.
In this
That's not what you
conversation,
said.
listen, Linda.
That's not what you said.
In this conversation, when Barack was talking about uninsured people, okay, Spud,
I'm sorry. I'm drunk driver.
when he was talking about uninsured people, and we always talked about the uninsured number. That number is 20 million. There are 340 million people in America. So even if the 20 million, the Affordable Health Care Act has covered something in the neighborhood of 10, 12 million of those people. We're talking about 8 million people. That's what you're talking about. If we talk about the large majority of the population, we're talking about 290 plus million people. If you go to work, and maybe my job is the only job in the world that does this, but they say to me every year, all right, Maynard, we're going to give you an extra $1,000 in healthcare expense this year if you go get a physical, if you get your teeth cleaned and you get your eyes checked. And they say, we're going to give you $1,000. Now, a lot of people don't take advantage of it. I do get that. But they also let you know every year there's a physical is free. So there you go. If you go to your dentist, that's what's going to happen. The dentist is going to say, I don't want to see anybody who hasn't gotten the coronavirus vaccine. If you want to get on a plane, that's going to probably wind up being a requirement. If you want to go to school, if you want any of these things. You want to be a barber, they're going to probably tell the barbers very shortly, come back and re-up your license or whatever. You going to mess around and have to have the coronavirus because you're dealing with people in close proximity. They're going to be doing this. It's going to wind up being a scenario where all these people are going to have to start giving that a significant amount of thought and be asked to, I don't think they're going to be mandated to, but asked to take the vaccine as a part of getting whatever licenses, whatever qualifications, whatever credentials, whatever airlines, etc., passports and all that.
So can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? And I'm finished because it's all this extra words. If you live in the United States of America and you don't have insurance, Maynard, can you or can you not get a free physical? Yes or no?
If you live in the United States of America and you don't have, yes, you can get a free physical. You can go to their
without having insurance.
Yes, you can do that. You can go to
How can you do that, Maynard?
You can go to a clinic and get a free physical.
Okay, any clinic. I mean, this is.
I don't know what clinics are where you live. For instance, not far from where I live is a place called the Chesapeake Free Clinic. You can walk in the Chesapeake Free Clinic and get a physical. You can walk in the Chesapeake. You can go to the Chesapeake Free Clinic and get your eye exam, and they might mess around and be like, if they can fit it or fill it, they'll give you some glasses.
Gotcha.
Okay, so there are lots of places that happen.
What you said before, so that's fine. I'm cool. I just want to make sure we were clear.
All right, Mondale, you got to come on the show one of these days too, man. You've been saying that for a whole year, and we haven't got you on yet. But the point is that you are right, Maynard. Mondale, you are right. However, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a very hard sell to some of these people out here. And I hope that come June, we will all be able to get back to normal life because everyone in the world except for Lamont has gotten the vaccine. Okay, so what happened to Ashanti, everybody?
Great leader here, Playboy.
Just asking, what happened to Ashanti?
Hey, man.
Maynard thought that she was, you know what I'm saying, that she got shook and she didn't want to do it. Speaking of
I thought so. Yeah, but hold on. Speaking of Lamont, did you want to change? I mean, you said that Ashanti was going to just smash her, and we know it hasn't occurred yet. You said that she had the smashes over Keisha Cole. What's the deal?
I'm gonna keep it 1,000. So Saturday, we on 17. We're going to get some ribs. My wife wanted ribs, so BLS. You know, shout to Skip Dillard. They was playing all these records on the radio, and Keisha Cole came on, man, and my wife started singing so loud and hard, and I said, damn. She right. Bud was right. There are a lot of people.
I was right about Gucci Man, too, by the way.
You need to fall back on that, Playboy.
I was right about Gucci Man. Sorry.
They played about 3 of them Keisha records in a row, and you should, you know, my wife, she already drives a little bit too fast, but one day I got to tell the story about my wife's dad and NASCAR, but whatever. She just started driving so fast, and she was screaming at the top of her lungs the song, and she was into it, and I was like, you know what? Keisha probably gonna whoop on a shot.
For sure, no question about it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm changing
the
my
thing about it is that, you know, they got a postponed date. Shout out to Ashanti. You know, I hope she gets better.
She got the corona, right? She got the COVID?
Yeah, she got the coronavirus.
Hold on. Let me ask this, Lamont.
Shout out to Cha-Cha. I saw her in Cha-Cha, you know what I'm saying, giving up in the Bahamas the other week, and I was like, okay. Now
I'm sorry, did you not say Cha-Cha, Spud?
my dog.
Lamont, how did Ashanti discover that she had the corona or whatever?
Well, first you have to understand there's a lot of corporate money in the verses. Definitely a lot of money with Apple. If I'm not mistaken, they were supposed to be in the same space. And again, like we talked about earlier, in terms of liability and things of that nature, you know, the big corporation want to make sure they're good. So you had to take a test, you know, several hours before, you know, the actual event, and hers came back positive.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
She said she got it from a family member.
Yeah.
So, Michael Bennett just said E40 and Too Short. Anybody excited about 40 Water and Too Short? I'm putting my money on 40 Water.
Over Short Dog?
I would probably mess around. Look, I'm not a 40 fan, so I'm going with Short.
Listen, I've been right 3 times in a row.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. Listen, Gucci Man is a bigger.
You keep bringing up Gucci.
Jeezy is a bigger artist than Gucci Man. He is a bigger brand than Gucci Man. But Gucci Man has just as many hits as Jeezy, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Keisha Cole, you already know what that is. But God bless Ashanti. A bigger artist Ashanti is, but Keisha Cole is the deal. Too Short, Blow the Whistle by itself is a classic. But E40, my dude, come on, son.
Let's find out from the folks how many people out here for Short Dog, how many people out here for 40.
I could go through an E40 catalog. Sugar, sugar. That's my sister. Come on. Sprinkle me. Sprinkle me. You got how many? You only got about what? 5 2 short songs? What?
Hey, Lamont.
Go. Name them.
So all you gotta do is put Freaky Tales on and that's it.
Freaky Tales. Blow the whistle. What's the other joint? It's the first album that you really got.
Life is too short.
Boy in the Mac, and you got Boy in the Mac. Boy in the Mac, and you got Life is Too Short. After those 2 albums, there is no Too Short song. Shake That Monkey. Okay. You got dun. What's that joint?
Hey man, I thought I knew you, dog. You know what I'm saying? You my man, but you really, can I share with you?
Riding down the street again.
In the trunk.
And you gonna be listening to
Stepdaddy, Hoochie, I don't stop. It don't stop.
I got E40. I rock with him, but I was not a super fan of 40.
I ain't no super fan of 40.
Like I'm a super fan of Short Dog.
Yeah, I would have to say that.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mondale. Come on. E40. Turn my music up. Turn my music up. Turn my hype beat.
Hey, yo.
Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Come on, go on and on. Captain Saber.
Okay, man. What else you got? What else?
We out. It's 8 o'clock, y'all. We go. Unless y'all have any something, I am done. Next week, I do want to talk about this whole model influencer, how people have become social media influencers and how this has all of a sudden become a profession, and what is an influencer and how in the world does
Drea.
I like these girls. And I like Drea and the Westbrook girls and how do these girls, I don't get how women's, and I think we kind of talked about this already, but women's bodies has become the exploitation of a title now. Like, because you got a nice body, you now are an influencer? You are an influencer because you take pictures on social media all day long? But that's not even my point. My point is the same thing I thought about when we had Love and Hip Hop, when that came. Like, how do we even how does the human mind even get to accepting that this is okay? Not dumbing down Love and Hip Hop, but I'm dumbing down Love and Hip Hop. Like, how these things become influential to a 10-year-old girl to say, I look up to Ari the Don.
Do you know who that is, Maynard?
No.
I haven't. I swear, I'm sorry to tell. I don't. Is that one of the new people?
Look up Ari the Don on social media.
Yo, Lamont, we just older than him, Spud. We just.
No, Spud definitely he's a little bit more in tune with pop culture, or what's current pop culture, which is nothing more than popular culture. You're right, Spud. I'm looking.
I mean, and this girl can go from city to city to super spreader events, pack them out, get a bag. Can I ask also too, how much is a bag actually?
A bag is comparative to where you are in this world, my dude. It's comparative.
We out here about to get this bag. We about to get this bag. How much is a bag actually? Is that 10 grand? Is that 100 grand? How much is a bag exactly?
I think a bag for somebody out here is $500. Somebody out here is saying to themselves, if I can just hit a lick and get 500, I'm happy. Somebody is out here like that.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, somebody out here on telefees.
So let me just say this real quick, because we were supposed to talk about this, but we over time. But Like with the Lil Wayne thing, right? And the Masters, right?
That's what I wanted you to ask. I wanted to ask you about. Go ahead.
Yeah, and we'll keep it short. So I was in the clubhouse room the other day, and Scooter Braun made some very valid points. Scooter is a 39-year-old white guy who's, I don't know if he's originally from Atlanta, but he got a lot of big names. You know, not Taylor, but Justin. I think Scooter in the beginning had something to do with Usher a little bit. Whatever. Scooter.
No, I think what happened was Scooter brought Justin to Usher.
Right, that's what it was, the Justin Usher thing. But I think even in the beginning, there was some sort of relationship with Usher and Scooter. I don't know what it was, but anyway, he talked about how masters also have a liability. And I guess this is the part about owning a master that I guess I did not know, especially a master that did not make money. So anything that happens with that master, you know, you are financially responsible. So if something happens and you have to sue someone or you get sued or whatever it is, anything that goes along with that master, just like your child, you're responsible. And some masters have a very large financial liability. And I kind of thought about a Hellcat. It's like, you know, you have this car that is very expensive to own, so it's really a depreciating asset. So unless we know the real business of that particular master, it may be more of a liability than an asset. And then you also have some masters that don't make any money. So, I know who else. Mustard, he came in the room too, DJ Mustard, and he talked about how he sold a portion of his masters. And he gave the same example about how some of his masters were able to give him a 15 times multiple in comparison to what, you know, it was actually making. And he was able to make 15 times amount of money during the sale than he would have kept it over a 15 or 20-year term. So he was like, for him, for that particular master, it made sense. So it's still an individual thing. It's kind of like a custom suit kind of thing. I think with Wayne, you know, the whole 100 million thing, I think a lot of that had a lot to do with, and this is my personal opinion, he's still spending a lot. You know, you can't spend.
And he lost a lot on that baby deal.
Right. So, but he's still spending.
Was that 10 million or how much was that baby deal?
It was 100. It was how much?
6 million.
Yeah.
For the Carter 5.
Would you say the number was, Spud?
56 million.
56. Okay.
54, 56.
Yep.
Well, one of the things I was thinking about, because this has happened, has been popped up, not just Wayne, but a handful of other artists are popping up. They're selling their masters for this large number. Also is sometimes getting cash in hand today, which is a big number. It'd be one thing if he sold his masters for $10 million. That's illogical. The idea that there's a projected number that it could possibly make him and or his family in the future. And I think there's an unfortunate side with a lot of hip hop where the 30-year number is probably not as large as the 30-year number of, like, say, something like what Frank Sinatra's family would gotten 30 years after his death or what have you. We know this. Y'all tease me all the time about 1985 hip hop. Like, nobody said. So if you are a 1985 hip hop artist, is that master 40 years from now going to be as valuable as taking $100 million right now? What is
I think it depends on the artist, right?
Yeah, but actually Maynard's point is something that Scooter said too. And the majority of people, the answer is no.
The answer is going right. You know, $100 million is a lot of money. So if you say, I'm gonna hold on to this master, wait on the residuals, how long do you hold on and wait until you made $100 million? And that might be 50 years. So, you know, up front, it's going to be great. Now, for some artists, like if Michael Jackson was still alive, yeah, it would not make sense for Michael, because his catalog is kind of timeless. But how we make hip hop today, these songs aren't really timeless. And this is not no shot at hip hop like that. But you know, like the Yin Yang Twins need to sell whatever masters they got now. Nobody's going to be interested in a Yin Yang Twins album in 30 years. And I'm really not trying to take a shot.
How do you know that? There may be a resurgence. There may be a raisin commercial. that could bring right more. The Salt Lady could come out with a new commercial and give it a whole new life. But again, Maynard, I hate to agree with you. I think you're 100% correct. And again, just me, if you have that issue, you address it. But I also think the spending has to change. And I just would hope and pray. And Mustard said this. He was like, he didn't sell LMA. All the LMA stuff, he keeping that. You feel what I'm saying? But some of those rap records that you're talking about, like that he made, and he was very specific. If you go through his deal, he said, I didn't sell all of mine. And I'm also believing that with Wayne, and I'm hoping there were some of the records he didn't sell. But he probably, I think he's strapped for cash.
I think that Carter 3, if he sold that, not a good look.
But I think also though,
that's the timeless joint right there.
But I think what's going to happen though is, if you could take $100 million today and go into some very smart investment models, you could have $400 million in a handful of weeks, a handful of months. Right. In the way this market is, you can turn. I have a very good friend, my next door neighbor, who literally is very well experienced in going into the market and turning $5,000 into $50,000 in 6 weeks.
I got homies that sell crack that do the same thing, man.
Wait a minute, I wasn't trying to put his whole shit out there. That's the dry snitch, Lamont.
Yeah, but hold, and let me just say this. There was another powerful attorney, and I'm also the school of, and I get what you're saying, Maynard, because I think you're right. But this attorney said and this actually, you know what? This was T.I.'s attorney, a lot of them Atlanta boys, right? And they were saying that we still have to figure out in our community how to play the long game, because we have historically played the short game. And a lot with these masters is about the long game. It kind of is about generations to come. It may not always be about our lifetime and what it is that we're trying to do.
No, I agree with that. And I agree with what Tina was saying about, salt and pepper. But, it just has me to think like, well, damn, if I buy it for $10 million, if I buy it for $100 million, I'm expecting to make $400 million.
Oh, because don't get it twisted.
I have some sort of thought process.
Yes.
If I bought this for $100 million, there's a way for me to be able to make $400 million.
Come on now.
To your point about the long game, Lil Wayne may be great. He might be able to, but again, it could have just literally been, yo, I'm drowning. And if I sell this, I could be able to liquidate whatever it is that I got. I could be able to kick down, my kids, their money. I could be able to put away, my money for the rest of my life. And life is great. But again, when we talk about generational wealth, look at Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD clocked out, let's just say if that was the same deal. Because when Juice WRLD clocked out, his whole catalog went. So, I just kind of think it's on the artist, you're right about the investment part, but again, there you go with the calculus mindset.
You
didn't know what Black Lives Matter was. He didn't even know what Black Lives Matter was.
I agree.
Somebody's in this corner trying to go from 100 million to 400 million.
But I think this though, Spud. I think it's easier to have cash and make cash make more money because you need one person on your team to do that, right? You need a good investment person, somebody you trust and do whatever. Okay. But some of the moves that somebody who's going to buy the catalog, and Lamont, correct me if I'm wrong, they're going to put a whole team around how to sell and parcel out that catalog to make money, doing a deal in Switzerland to put it in this commercial and a deal. So I think it's a greater level of calculus to hold on to your masters and then try to make it do all these things than it is to take $1 million and put it into something that's going to grow. And because it can still be, a long-term thing. Now, I'm not saying that residual income is a bad thing. If you have your masters and you're not interested in selling, then don't. But the kinds of things, the people that's going to take that's going to pay $100 million for the masters and make $400 million off of it, they got a whole army of people thinking of every day on how to sell that these 10 songs that are on this one album to somebody who's going to put them in a commercial or to,
movies and
right. And
licensing and yeah, of course.
Right. Does Lil Wayne, the question is, does Lil Wayne or does any one artist, do they have that army behind them doing that?
Right. It's about infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? We talk about this in our podcast all the time. If you don't have it, you're right. It's just something that's sitting there. But again, I think, we still have to figure out, along with a lot of other plethora of things that we have in our community, is more of a longer game mentality and not just, and sometimes longer game is about even when you're dead and gone. You know what I mean? Like, what are you leaving behind? Definitely if you have kids or grandkids or whatever it is. And I think sometimes we miss that boat. But,
I mean, here's a great example. I don't want to say it's a great example, but this is just the example that came to my mind. Maynard. When does Allen Iverson get his settlement from Reebok?
He's drawing off of it. I can't remember the number. I think it's 50. I think it's 50 or 54 or something like that. But he's able to draw a salary from it, but he doesn't get a chance to put his hands on the whole thing until a day. Okay.
For Allen Iverson, do you think that's better, or for you to get for him to get the whole thing?
I think
knowing his lifestyle.
I think it was a great deal for him at that time. I think it was a phenomenal deal for him at that time, because remember, he entered the NBA at 20.
Yeah.
He did that Reebok deal, and that might have been 21 years of age. And, they gave him a huge piece and then put, I think the number is like 55 million away, over which he could draw salary over time and then get a larger chunk of it when it matures to whatever that is. I think it was a great idea. And I think Reebok protected themselves and protected their...
I think they protected Allen Iverson. I mean, knowing Allen Iverson's lifestyle, no shot at Allen Iverson, but not being financially conscious in the time that he was wilding, he could have simply blown through that joint.
But can I ask a question? And Maynard, just so we're clear.
Are we going sometime?
No, we got to go up to this. He doesn't get the additional $32 million until he turns 55, which is in 2030.
Okay.
But are we saying that Reebok really gave two shakes about whether Allen blew the cash or not, or did they make money off of his money sitting somewhere or doing something with his money?
Well, I think the big part was...
Sure, the latter.
Well, I think what they really did was, by protecting him from blowing through his money, they protected them. They knew that... So remember, before Allen Iverson came out, Reebok was not a basketball shoe, right? They were way behind the game. Nike was way out ahead. Adidas and Converse were way out ahead in the basketball. Even New Balance had gotten to that arena before Reebok. So they were like, he is our Michael Jordan. The last thing we're going to let happen is that our Michael Jordan is sleeping under the I-95 overpass. So we want to, he is the thing. We're going to make sure that we have him relatively in a comfortable space. That doesn't mean that he's going to be super wealthy in this time, but he will always have this bag later on. We don't, I think it's embarrassing that Nike at one point had signed Vin Baker, and Vin Baker was not doing well, and he was working at a Starbucks or something, and it was a little bit of an embarrassment. So I don't think that the brands want their people to wind up like that.
All right, we are out. Michael, Bennett, thank you so very much for checking
Barnett.
in with us. Tina, thank you so very much for getting with us. We truly appreciate that. Will Hammond Jr., Mondale, let's see, Kimberly, Frank Williams, Roderick, I saw you come through.
Francois.
Who came through tonight. We truly appreciate it. Share this episode with your friends. If you are watching this on Facebook, just hit the share button so that way your friends can be our friends and we all can be friends. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button for new episodes. Hit the thumbs up button on Facebook as well. Also share it on Instagram as well as you can, if you can. We'll do it again next Monday. Can we talk about Christmas next Monday?
Lamont, is it okay?
All right. Yeah, man. Listen. What didn't we make a stance on the Easter Bunny, bro?
Yeah, but that's not Christmas.
It's close enough.
Okay. All right. Thank you. No problem. Well, you know what, you guys? We won't talk about Christmas.
We can talk about that.
All right.
We can talk about that.
You all see who the Grinch is around here.
No, we can talk about.
Yo, well, salute to my man, to somebody real quick. Didn't go on, unfortunately, but Grover Washington. His birthday was this past weekend, and his date of death is tomorrow. It was the 17th. And
come on, man. You talking about Grover Washington? You didn't even talk about Debo.
Oh yeah, Debo passed on too. But I was listening to some Grover Washington. He's a Philly cat. I mean, he's from Buffalo, but he spent all of his career in Philadelphia. He's a phenomenal Philly great. So shout out to G. Washington.
Listen to Grover Washington Jr.?
Yes.
Is that what you do in your spare time?
Occasionally.
Do you like any candles?
I love Grover Washington Jr. I love Bill Withers. I love.
Do you
Bobby,
like candles when you listen to this music?
No, but I'll drink them. Oh yeah, Charlie Pride passed away. That's right, Frank.
Shout out to Charlie Pride.
Charlie Pride passed away, man. No, but I'll pour me a solid red glass.
So you drink red
Wine, a glass of red.
He drinks red wine. Light skin. Do you draw a bubble bath?
No, no. Come on, Lamont. Let's be real. You're getting a little personal, Lamont.
Okay, I'm done.
Mike Barnett listens to G Dub. You don't listen.
Disrespect.
Hold on. Do you listen to John Coltrane ever? Have you ever listened to Coltrane?
No, I don't do that. No.
Okay. Well, Miles Davis?
No, God no.
Charlie Parker?
What?
No.
You never listen to Sentimental Mood?
I got Benny the Butcher in my Sonos playlist over and over and over. All right.
And
He
from Buffalo. How about that?
And the City Girls?
And
The City Girls. Yo, my catalog is gonna be worth more a long time than your catalog. Yo, City Girls ain't selling in 30 years. I'm just letting you know. City Girls might be on a grand opening, grand closing like in 2 months.
Wait a minute, City Girls might be opening live in Vegas. 2050, baby. Might be playing in Hollywood, City Girls.
Lamont, you working that little Nas X with the yeah, I know. It's all good.
Shout out to Azim, that's his artist, and we can't speak nothing bad on no Nas X.
All right, y'all have a great week, man. Be kind to each other. And all our Atlanta friends, today is early voting for, the Senate runoff January 5th. So if you're in the ATL, as what's my man on the NAACP? What's the NAACP president in Michigan?
Oh, Wendell Anthony?
Yeah, as Reverend Wendell Anthony, my man, would say, take your souls to the polls. Right?
Don't say that.
So before you go to the club, take your souls to the polls. All right. Now, Keisha Lance Bottom said she wasn't going to work with Joe Biden, so she's staying in the ATL. So y'all link up with Keisha Lance Bottoms, and y'all get them Democrats into Georgia, in the ATL. That's what y'all should be doing instead of partying at the strip club. But that's a whole other story. Y'all have a great week, man. We out. Be safe out there. Peace.